It's just that I thought it would be better than me because I look shit today. Because I haven't put any makeup on or anything, so. No, I don't want that! I'm going to talk about some stuff. Some of it won't be the title, it's just that that's like the initial thing I'm going to talk about, because in my last video I talked about all this stuff, but I titled it Valentine's Day Special, and maybe I talked about a rant or something. So I wanted to make a live stream that was actually titled the thing, but I will be talking about other things as well as the title, because it's just some stuff that has come up. No, I've turned down, but it's still like spaghetti. Right, I need to time the spaghetti. A minute. Right, so one of the things I just want to talk about real quick, that's not the title, is that, okay, you guys know that I've been looking for people to, like, I've been writing a book, and I've been trying to find people to play the characters in my book, so I can make like an amateur play and maybe like an amateur like short film like for YouTube and stuff. Well, I remembered I'm a member of the like an Actors UK thing on Facebook, a group. So it's really annoying. This is what happened. Okay, so I posted an ad. Well, I posted like a while ago about something, like just to test the waters or whatever, and I got quite a lot of likes and comments, but I didn't officially advertise my, advertise wanting to cast people for it. It was just like, I suppose I was asking advice or whatever, but I was also kind of advertising as well, but I suppose people didn't really get that in the group, but I got loads of like attention, so I thought, oh, this will be like easier than the ways I've tried to advertise before and got nowhere. Like, I've just been trying to meet people naturally, like, form a friendship and then do it, to be honest, because I'd rather do that than just it be like more professional setting. So I was hoping to just find people like that I could make friends with, and then we could role play, like do it as a role play, because I want to do it as a role play to start out with, like for practice, if you will, and then eventually do it serious and make a video, basically, so I don't have to pay them. It would just be like friends having fun together. Obviously we'd have to get funding for it first. So I thought that was reasonable. Anyway, so of course they took me all wrong on this post. And I got this one guy who just PM'd me and started sort of like talking to me in a condescending way, and I thought that I was, because it was like friendly and helpful at first, so I was talking to him, and I was successfully talking to him, but then because I didn't reply like every minute, and I sometimes took maybe a day to reply, so I'd reply every day. Hi, little Queen Ali. Glad you could make it. Yay. I wasn't replying fast enough for him, so he got kind of pissed with me and started talking to me in a condescending way and going on about how, oh, you're the one who wants help and you're the one who wants advice, so you should be keen and eager to respond to me. You know what I mean? It's so funny. It's so funny. So he got all upset and offended by the fact that I wasn't replying quick enough for him. I was as far as I was concerned, I was replying like consistently, but not enough for him. So this is kind of the title, isn't it? It's still related to the title. It's still ranting about how it is hard to talk to people sometimes, but it's not the main issue. The main issue is mainly like people who, like I said in my last live stream, that are like liberal types, the liberal types that get offended by normal words, even if you're not insulting them. So that's going to be my main sort of subject of this video. But I'm just going to talk about this because it's still kind of related. But anyway, so yeah, so I got that. But it kind of spurred me on to want to do another post to actually properly, officially advertise, like casting some amateur actors, or just people who want to like just do it as a hobby or whatever, who are would be quite happy to work with me and, sort of role play as, the characters from my book and everything. Thought, I'll get more interest. And I thought if it was an obvious advertisement rather than the post I did before, because I thought it was obvious in the post that I was kind of advertising and looking for people to play the characters. And I did get one person interested, but unfortunately they're in London and they've like stopped talking to me now since I've said that I'm in Manchester. But I thought they'd say, oh, that's not a problem. We can down. I think they were Indian, so they wouldn't really be what I'm looking for, would they? Because Jeremiah's. I mean, he's an animal, so he's not really a race of any kind. But the most fitting would be a blonde, blue-eyed, white young male, and for Daisy it would be a white female. Doesn't really matter of the hair color, really, to be honest. Preferably brunette, but just anyone who's interested, because it's hard to get people. I mean, they're so rare. Like, people who would fit this character are quite rare, and so are like a handsome blonde blue-eyed male, but like they're a bit less rare. So that's why I'm more specific about that. But they don't have to be. Even if it's a brown hair male, but he looks the part, that would be good. If it was just like an amateur role, that would be good. If I was doing a serious movie or a series, I would definitely say it's got to be a blonde guy, or you've got to be willing to dye your hair blonde at least. So I would be a little bit more like picky on who I had. Obviously, if I was doing a serious movie, which I will be doing, that is definitely in the cards. So when I do the serious movie, I will be more picky, more specific. It'd be good if I could actually get Sophie McShearer to play Daisy, seeing as how it is that character from Downton Abbey, pretty much, but it's like a spin-off or whatever. I'd be doing like a spin-off, so it would be like technically that character. So it'd be good if I could get the actress who played Daisy in Downton Abbey to actually do it. But by the time I do my movie, she'll be really old, so she won't fit the bill anymore. Unfortunately, she's already quite old. She's nearly 40. Which is weird because she doesn't look it. She looks quite young. She still looks the same as she did when she did Downton Abbey millions of years ago when she was 26. So, it's like if I was doing my movie now, she'd be perfect. But by the time I get the funding for the movie and everything, I suppose will take time. By that time, she probably will have changed looks-wise. I mean, if she still looks young by then, I'd still probably consider casting her. She still looks like she's in her 20s or whatever. She's like really old, but she looks really young. Like she could actually still pass off as a teenager, even at 30 odd. It's weird. But yeah, anyway, so the admins disapproved my post, but they gave me the option to resolve it. They said the reason for the disapproval was that I didn't specify payment or a date for my casting. So, I mean, I didn't know that was a requirement. It doesn't specify in the rules that that's a requirement. But there is no date. It would just be a case of people would be interested. We would talk and we would set out a date that would suit us both. Me and the actors. So that would be the date. I couldn't actually put a date because it could happen at any time, I'm not bothered. It would be whenever they're available and I'm available both. Hey, Richard. So yeah, I couldn't put a date. And payment, well, that's also complicated because preferably I'd want someone to do it for experience, for fun, for free, pretty much. But eventually when I got funding, and if I decided to go with those people to do my serious movie, if they were right, like I'd be doing like a sample, like practice. And if I thought that they were, wonderful for the part and we had chemistry and we worked together and they were really good to work with and we also developed a friendship, everything clicked, everything was perfect, then I would go with them for the movie and then they would get paid eventually. But I'd have to get funding for it because obviously I can't really provide anybody with freaking payment because I'm not rich. So I need funding. So yeah. Oh god, again, adverts! That's twice now. I'm sick of them overusing that song. Don't know if you can hear that in the background. It's like wouldn't it be nice from the Beach Boys? I love the song. It's like that was my favourite song of the Beach Boys, as well as Round Round Get Around. But because it's been so overused by the advert now, it's like, oh god, stop it! Anyway, so yeah, sorry, disapproved. I was not able to edit the post like they wanted. because it said if it's unpaid, specify unpaid, and if there's no date, obviously I'm presuming you specify if there's no specific date. It would just be like discussed in PM or whatever. So I was going to edit it, but it wouldn't let me do it. It didn't give you the option to edit it, so I couldn't do anything. So what I did was I made a new post, but that just ending section. So I don't know if it's been approved or not. I'm assuming, I suppose, maybe it's a possibility that it was approved, but I haven't gotten any notification, because surely it would notify me if it was approved. And also, that's done. Just checking. And also I would have gotten probably some likes, at least. Pretty much I'd get pretty sure I'd get comments as well, given the fact that I got comments on the last one. There's a couple of people PMing me. So I'm pretty sure it's not been posted, because I'm pretty sure that I would get some interest. So that happened, and there's no way to contact the admins to let them know what's going on. I actually put that in my second post, that I wasn't able to edit the first post, so that's why I'm making this post, in the hopes that they would see my plight and post it, realizing the error. But no. So yeah. Oh, stop falling out. That's the second bleeding time. So anyway, so I just wanted to say about that, because it's just like a bit of an annoying thing that happened. So I thought I'm not getting any interest in other ways, so I thought this would be I'd be more likely to get more interest by doing it this way. So anyway, so on to the main title of the video. Try and make it quick. Don't want to make it a dead long video. Plus our dinner's ready and it's getting late, so I've got to hurry up. So I mean, it's it's kind of a sensitive subject, so I would have to make it a long video to, I don't know, explain it properly. But here goes. Without a script, I'm going to try. I know, very professionally, but I'm more of an improviser person anyway. That's what I'd be doing with the actors as well, be improvising. I'd have some structure, of course, some plot, but for the most part, it would be improvised. But yeah, I'm going to improvise this. I'm going to try. Okay, so for the main plot, like in my last stream, if you want to see like the full details of it, then watch the last stream, the Valentine's Day stream, post Valentine's Day stream it will be called. I'm going to try and do like a short version of it that's more specific in this video. So as you guys know, I've recently become like transgender, because I went through a phase of going back to being my biological self, I guess, just because I've been, oh, it's there, right, sorry, I was just looking for something, because I've been sort of, I guess, experimenting and figuring out my identity for the past several years, since I was 12. So I have gone through a period, like mainly my teenage years, where I was proper transgender, like committed to it. And then when I was about 19, I wanted to sort of see what it would be like being a girl again, I suppose. Just see what it would be like. And plus I was missing like wearing makeup and missing girly clothes, because I saw lots of clothes I liked and wanted to wear them, but I felt I couldn't because I'd committed to being male. So yeah, it's coming. Anyway, so I did that. So for quite, I did sort of decide, I suppose, if you will. Maybe not the right words, but I don't really know what words to use, but I'm just going to say decide to be gender fluid, so I could have the best of both worlds, because I still felt like I had a male side. So I did that, and sort of more recently I've sort of decided again to commit more to being male, because I've been like semi-miserable as a girl, I felt like it was more right for me to be male, but I'm still saying I'm gender fluid because I still like the option to wear girly clothes if I want to and wear makeup. I got an itch. Okay. Yeah, very professional. Shouting to my mum in the background. Anyway. It's very distracting. I lose my train of thought when I get these fucking interruptions. That's the problem. Oh well, I suppose it's entertaining. I've seen YouTubers do videos with people in the room, and the people in the room sort of accept that they're doing a video and don't interrupt them. And I think, how do they do that? Anyway, so and I only know that because they sort of will involve their whoever's in the room. They use their boyfriend if they're a girl. They'll be like, "Ugh." It's like I didn't even realize there was somebody else in the room with them. And I'm like, whoa, how are you doing a video with someone right there? Like I'd feel silly, like talking about this stuff with someone being there. I'd kind of be worried they were judging me or something. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do a video while there was somebody in the room. But I will. Or I'd be thinking they'd interrupt me every 5 minutes or put the 2 pennyworth in something. My mum would. She probably would. If she was in the room, she probably would. Or in the next room and could hear me. She'd probably put a 2 pennyworth in or just be interrupting me every 5 minutes. So I don't know how other people manage to have other people in the room while they're doing videos. That not happening. But it's just me. Anyway, so yeah, in conclusion, I'm pretty much trans male, and I've had an encounter with, I suppose, a few people who are trans male too, and I thought, I've been kind of, I'd like to say seeking them out, but I have been interested in talking to them, so I have made an effort if I have come across them myself. But I'm not gonna lie, they were a bit, like, I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't say like rude, but maybe a bit rude. Like they judged me or disapproved or just didn't care. Like I've noticed that when I have things in common with certain people, like they're my kind of people, if you know what I mean, like goths or whatever, like people who dress alternatively or just people who are different in general, but different in a way that's, like I say, we have stuff in common. Like we're both furries, or we both like to dress differently, or whatever, or we're both transgender, or whatever, like sort of thing. Nothing. They're not really keen to talk to me, even though we have something in common. So it's like I find that even I don't even get along with people. I get along more with people I don't have stuff in common with, which is weird because that's not usually how it works. But it's like me and Richard, we couldn't have more different views. Like he is actually more a liberal type, and he would be considered probably more social justice warrior type, more leftist. He's more leftist, and I'm more sort of. And he likes heavy metal music, and I like country music and folk music and Irish music and shit. And more genteel music. I'm not saying I don't like metal music. It's not something I would deliberately listen to. Yeah. So yeah. But he still likes me and he still wants to talk to me and bother with me. But then I met this other girl, this woman, and we had stuff in common. Like we were both into like the 40s, like the 40s clothing and everything. And she was into sort of BDSM sort of stuff, and we established I was too somehow. I don't know how we did that, but we actually met in the local supermarket and we got talking online. So we had all that in common and we got along so well when talking. But she just stopped talking to me for no reason. And just recently she popped up on my Facebook and I decided to send her a message and like ask her like why did we stop talking? You know, we have a lot in common and everything. And do you know what she said to me? She said, "Oh, it's because I like metal and rock music and you like country and folk music." And I'm like, "You're kidding me, right? You're seriously telling me that you have sort of terminated our friendship without actually deliberately terminating the, you know, like saying, right, we're not friends anymore." How do I put user in timeout, remove report? There we go. Unwanted spam, fuck off, F off. How come it's not done both? Message reported, but yet it's still there. I'll do it again. Okay, I'll do it again. It's still not gone. Still two of them. I'm not a porn fucking channel. Fuck the fuck off. I'm sick of these bloody porn spam things. Not a fecking porn channel. Jeez. Why do I get this shit? I'm even getting it on my new channel now, which is definitely not a porn channel. Shit. I'll definitely, when monetizing this, need to specify strong language. Anyway, so I like freedom of speech, you know, which there isn't any between YouTube and liberals. So I can't believe that she was like, she terminated our friendship just because we didn't like the same kind of music, which wouldn't really come up that often. Like, it's not like it's going to be a conversational killer, is it? Unless all she wanted to talk about was music, which didn't come up that often when we did talk. And as far as I know, it doesn't really come up that often when other people talk too. I've never actually heard anyone talk about music before. So I don't know why it would be an issue. Do you? Why would it be an issue? So apparently I offended someone by liking a different kind of music. And I also heard about this horrific story where this girl was stabbed because she didn't like the same music as the girl who stabbed her. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? That is the stupidest reason to stab someone. And it's also the stupidest reason to terminate a friendship with someone or not want to talk to someone. It's like, is it really going to affect the friendship, you liking that kind of music and me liking this kind of music? It's not. I mean, if the opinions differed, like, oh, I like animals suffering and killing animals, but you are a vegetarian and you're like all for animal rights and stuff, then yeah, that would be a fecking issue. But music, no. I mean, I'm trying to think of another example, like something for real. Like, obviously, I'm not into animal torture or cruelty, by the way. I'm just giving that as an example. If somebody was, like I say, if say for instance I was into that, but the other person was like anti that, it would be like that would definitely clash. So, I mean, if someone's a meat eater but the other person's a vegetarian, that still shouldn't really ruin a friendship. Still, but yeah, if the person was like, oh yes, I like torturing and beating up animals, but that person's a vegetarian is not, like that would that would definitely be an issue. Definitely. But yeah, I mean, Richard knows my views, but he likes me still. So it proves it can't be an issue if you have different views. And again, like if I was pro beating people up and killing people, but they were like, oh yes, you know, human rights. Again, would be an issue. Trans male, who is really cool looking. So I decided to try talking to him in PM, and he didn't respond to me. But I saw some posts of his which were talking about getting top surgery and stuff. And he also posted a picture of him shirtless, which didn't actually look like he had boobs. So I just innocently asked the question, does testosterone, you know, shrink the chesticles? And I used the word boobs, and he did respond to that. Because I mentioned about the edit of the picture. He said, oh, I didn't edit my picture. It's just how I look. Oh, I don't mean edit like that. I mean edit as in you censored out your chest. And he didn't answer that question, but then proceeded to say that my thing was offensive that I said. But I just said, like, does testosterone? And he was like, oh well, it reacts differently to different people and to different bodies and stuff, and it can even shorten your life. So I just, voiced my concerns about it and said I was like, maybe it's best not to mess with nature, as in the nature of your body, if you're a certain way, but you're putting some foreign thing into your body to change your body. And I meant just for me, it might not be the right thing. Oh, for fuck's sake, I just reported this arsehole. God, it doesn't do anything, does it, really? And of course, you do it twice, so you have to do... This is interrupting my bloody video. I'm wasting more time. Nope, they're really persistent. Jesus Christ, it doesn't do anything, this reporting. Can't even put them on timeout. Fuck off, I am not a porn channel. Go away. Anyway, that's killed the stream now. 0 views. So everyone's fucked off the stream now in the chat. So, anyway. So they said that what I said sounded offensive, was offensive, whatever. And I was like, how is it offensive? I'm just voicing my concerns about testosterone shortening my life. And they said, oh, well, it's just the way you worded it, saying it goes against nature, like as if, being transgender and transitioning makes you a freak. And like, you do realize I'm trans as well. Like, why would I say that? That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. And his reply was very polite and nice. Like, just giving me friendly advice and saying, I'm just letting you know that it could be considered offensive, and also mentioning a trans male's having boobs could also upset them because, it might be a sensitive issue for people, for trans males. And maybe you should ask permission, like, first, I guess, to talk about that for future reference. And I just felt like a little bit like they were putting me down for 2 reasons. Not putting me down, but like, what's the word? Like telling me how and how not to like talk to people. It's like a little bit condescending. Like, first of all, I'm a grown-up. So telling another grown-up how to and how not to talk to other people is kind of condescending and a bit rude. A bit degrading, a bit humiliating. And also pot calling kettle black, like, it's sort of, you're talking to a fellow transgender person. You're talking to a fellow transgender person and you're actually telling me how to and how not to talk to other transgender people. And even if I did say something that might offend other trans people, it's still kind of, don't you think it's a little bit bad still to, like, you can pardon me, like I've said before, you can pardon me for maybe saying the wrong thing, because I'm also going through the same thing as you. I'm a fellow trans person like you, so it's like I say, I just think it's a bit bad that my fellow person who's the same kind of person as me is telling me how to talk to other fellow people and saying that I'm being offensive towards other fellow people that are the same. But the point of this video is to say that it's really hard to talk to people these days because everyone's so PC. I mean, all I said was nature, the word nature, and I also said the word boobs, which is not really an offensive term. I'm trying to think, what is an offensive term for boobs? Well, tits is kind of offensive. Hey, TK Talk. I'm looking for my thing. Ah, there it is. No, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for tits. I'm gonna kill everybody who gets offended by normal words. Oh, for fuck's sake, go away, stupid spam idiots. And they do loads of them too. Time, just fuck off. Wasting my time. I think I'm just going to ignore them from now on. Anyway, so sorry about that. All the interruptions, I know, are terrible. I get distracted very easily. I'll try not to. I'll try and ignore it from now on. I can't ignore my mum, but I'll try and ignore all these other interruptions. I get shouted at if I ignore my mum. So, yeah. Get shouted at. I'll try and ignore all the distractions. Get all chopped up spaghetti. Trying to concentrate on one thing at once. Trying to do dinner and make this stream as quick and short as possible. I only get irritated when there's distractions all over. Yeah, there is some like distractions. I'm trying to make this like a professional video so that people will actually stick around, but at this rate, with all the just media getting distracted, people are just gonna go, aren't they? They're not gonna want to listen. I'm trying to make an actual valid point here. Yay, I got 2 likes. Woohoo. I'm trying my best to focus, but it's hard when you know, it's late and your mum is expecting you to come in with dinner any minute, and I've still got to get changed, and it's kind of hard. Trying to juggle being a carer and being a YouTuber. So please forgive me. Yeah, it's my dream job. It's like being a feckin' servant, isn't it, lad? Isn't it, lad? Isn't it, lad? You know, in my youth, my dream profession was to be in power of some description, be in control, be the boss, which I now believe is possible because you can make a business out of anything and be the boss. So, no, but unfortunately, I'm not in a position to do so because I've now got to do this instead. But it's just ironic because I've always wanted to have servants and sort of be waited on and hand and foot and be like spoiled, like a rich lord. But ironically, I've ended up being in a profession that's kind of like being a servant. It's definitely very sod's law-ish and ironic, isn't it? I mean, when I've said that to my mum actually, and she said, "Oh, being a carer is not being a servant. It's quite different." I'm like, yeah, it is kind of, but it's also kind of not. You know, you still have to take care of someone and wait on somebody and what have you, and do like 100% or at least 90% of the daily chore. Yes, I'm coming. This sauce is lovely. I don't want to water it down like she said. Meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a part 2, guys. This time, hopefully. I really am trying to make a valid point. It's just not working out because of all the interruptions and stuff. Wish we could live stream here together. That way I could carry on the topic when you're busy, so people don't lose interest. Yeah, you don't really. I think that you'll really like. I'm not sure you'll be able to do that. No offense, but just because I have these particular experiences and views, I'm not sure you could actually deliver them as well because, I'll try and explain it, but it's just like really hard to talk to people because even people who are fellow different people like you, they're just so easily offended, and it's hard to talk to people. Even people who you have stuff in common with, because they're so hell-bent on being offended by normal words. I mean, they basically said, like I say, as if I said, oh, being transgender is disgusting and, transitioning is unnatural and you're a freak. Now, if I had actually said that, I can understand them thinking it was offensive. But, just be saying messing with nature, it's not really offensive. Only in libtard world, where every word in the English dictionary is offensive. Like calling a woman apparently is offensive, or talking about being feminine. If a woman, like for instance, if a woman decides to be a traditional woman and stay at home, raise the kids and cook and clean, people will frown upon her because it's like, oh, us women, we have striven so that we don't have to do this, and you know, you're just like ruining it, and it's like, ugh. So they get judged by women because of it, and it's like, that's their choice. And instead, again, it's like my choice. If I don't want to put testosterone in my body, because to me, I find that. And again, when I say unnatural, I don't mean it's unnatural for everyone. I just mean for me, it might be, because if it shortens my life or it has an adverse effect on my body in some way, you know, then it's not. La la la. Do do. Quite finished. Thank you. Yeah, it's like putting medication in your body. It's like I'm really apprehensive about putting anything in my body that will change my body chemistry and my what have you. I like you using striven as a past tense of strive. I have striven. I strive. I have striven. It's a legitimate grammatical correctness. I get really irritated. Yeah, I read that bit. Lol, the way your mum treats you is like a servant than a carer. And a carer that wasn't her child would quit right away. And I do get you. I can't make your points for you. I mean, maybe you can still make valid points, so it would be nice to do that, actually. The only way we could do it is on Instagram, I suppose. I've noticed when I stream on Instagram, I get like no views. Like they'll come on and literally go off straight away. It's really shit. So, but I've noticed that obviously you get more people coming to your live streams. So if we live stream together, we could do that and actually get views. I honestly thought I'd get more views, but no, it's kind of shit, really. So rude. But like I say, I'm not doing the weight gain stuff now because people are like not interested in my content anymore. Shame, because I know a lot of people who do what I do that get lots of success from it, which is actually doing YouTube videos on their opinions and thoughts about things, but not me. All I've managed to do is get fame just from the weight gain stuff. That's it. So it's kind of unfortunate I'm not doing this anymore. But well, I'm not just going to do it for the fame. I've made my decision. Okay, I'm going to go now before I start getting shouted at again. I'll talk to you all later. Like a part 2 of this, because I would really like to make the point properly. But I probably make a better point in my post-Valentine's Day theme stream, because I do go into more detail about it. But yeah, there was more points I wanted to bring up that were different from that video. So I will be making another one on the subject. I'll see you guys later.